Hi, today we are going to talk about this pen. This one is a TWSBI Eco. Eco stands for economical, and as the name implies, this one is an economical offering from the house of TWSBI. TWSBI is a Taiwanese manufacturer of fountain pens. They were involved earlier in the past in making of precision instruments. Now the philosophy of making precision instrument, the limits, fits, tolerances is reflected in their pens as well. So their pens, if you hold them, you'll realize or you'll feel that this product must have come out from a place which places a lot of importance or which gives a lot of emphasis to the quality and the engineering of the products that they produce. So that's a general feeling that you'll get. Coming back to name of the company's name can be split into two parts. First part is TWS, the other part is B. Now B stands for writing instruments in Chinese. The first part, TWS, has a very interesting history. So in ancient China, if someone was to be considered a scholar, they should have mastery over 4 different art forms. First art form was a mastery over a string instrument. The second was mastery over game of Go, which is strategy. So music, then strategy. Then the third form was calligraphy, and the fourth was painting. So someone who was a Chinese scholar must have mastery over these 4 art forms. So string instrument, it's music, game of Go, strategy, painting, and calligraphy. Now one emperor, his name was Qianlong, Qianlong was fond of calligraphic arts, and he wanted to preserve the 3 great calligraphic arts ever produced in the history of China. So what he did was he built a palace and put these 3 calligraphic arts. These arts were not small 1-page arts. These were like huge panels of calligraphic arts assembled together to fill the room, so to say. Now these 3 arts were preserved in a place which is called the Hall of 3 Cultures. Hall of 3 Cultures, when translated in Chinese, becomes San Wen Tong. San means 3, which essentially is number 3. And in fact, in Japanese also, san is 3, ichi, ni, san, shi. So san is 3, wen stands for culture, and tong stands for the place or the museum. So the Hall of 3 Cultures becomes San Wen Tong. So TWSBI picked the initials SWT and reversed them. So it became TWS and added B at the end of it. So a TWSBI pen is essentially a writing instrument inspired by the Hall of 3 Cultures or the Hall of 3 Great Treasures. So that was in short about the name of the company as well as a bit of history. I have already inked this pen with Krishna Tulsi. This is Krishna Tulsi, and we will see as to how this pen writes and also talk about things that make it one of the wonderful pens and things that can be improved from my perspective, of course. Alright, so we've got our TWSBI Eco here. I've got it in white. You can get it in any other color. There are multiple colors available, but in all variants, all different colors, the barrel will be transparent. The design of this pen has got people divided. Why? Because the cap and the piston knob are faceted, whereas the barrel is round or it is not faceted. So the cross section of the cap and the piston knob is hexagonal, whereas the cross section of the barrel is circular. So that aspect probably doesn't go well with some people, but for me it doesn't matter. In fact, I like the fact that the section or rather the barrel is transparent, which I'm happy about that only, in fact. So because once I ink the pen, depending on the color of the ink, the barrel becomes of a different color, and every time you use it, based on the usage, the angle, etc., you see different colors of the pen. Anyway, the cap is, as I said, hexagonal in shape. There's TWSBI logo at the top. The clip is not as springy as I would have wanted it to be, but Of course, it does its job. It's just a straight, simple clip. The cap band is very nice. In fact, if you see, this was be engraved in it, and towards the back you will see Eco as well as Taiwan engraved in it. Very nice cap band, slightly wider than what you would usually get in pens, and the chrome trim makes it really nice and beautiful. Coming to the body of the pen, the section as well as barrel are molded together, so it's a unibody pen. The section cannot be removed. So that's one aspect of TWSBI that again probably people might or might not like, but hardly matters. The piston mechanism, you see, I'll just rotate the piston knob and show you how it moves. So if you actually, I'll not move it further because the ink might spill out, but one has to rotate the knob to move the plunger in or out, and accordingly draw ink or push the ink out. The nib is TWSBI nib. It's a fine nib that I've got here, a very nice nib, and of course it is inking my hands already. And this TWSBI logo, in fact this TWSBI written here, engraved here, and a lot of engravings in the nib. The feed is plastic. The body is of course plastic. The section is tapered, and this slight bit of chamfering at the top of the section. So that's again something different so far as the design is concerned. Overall, a wonderful pen. Let's take a writing sample and see how it writes. The pen posts really nicely as well, but as I've informed you earlier that I do not like my pens posted. But nevertheless, the pen that I've got is TWSBI Eco. The ink is Krishna Tulsi, and the nib is TWSBI nib fine. Let's see how it writes, how the strokes. All the strokes are uniform, and all the left, right, all the strokes are very nice, and there's a little bit of feedback, but that is okay for me. There's no flex. Wonderful writing. I think this is, the lines are so uniform. I'm amazed actually, without whatever the pressure, little bit of pressure, and so smooth. Overall, wonderful pen. Thanks for watching.